What if I told you you've been lied to your entire life? We've all been taught that barbering takes time and skill. But what if you were able to become a master barber in a matter of minutes? Yes, minutes. If that sounds nice to you, stick around because in this video I'll be teaching you how to do a flawless taper in just a couple minutes. And you'll be astonished to find out how easy it is to do a great taper in such a short amount of time, even as a beginner. So gentlemen, I know for a fact I don't have any females here. Let's get straight into it. Alright, so to start off this taper, I like to grab my clipper with the lever closed and set in my bald line. I like to set the bald line slightly curved because as I progress with the fade, it keeps the edges nice and dark. Also, I like to set this first line with my clippers and not my trimmers to not leave a harsh line for when I fade out. But to follow up, I am going to grab my trimmers and bald out just underneath the line to get it nice and close to the skin. And if you want your fade smooth as a baby's ass, you gotta grab that shaver and bald it out just a little further. Now to begin the fade, I'm going to grab my clipper with the lever fully open and set in my first guideline. I want to keep it about a finger's width. Once that line is nice and defined, I'll just close my clipper lever by 2 notches and start fading out underneath. And with the lever half closed, I'm inching up just about until I reach the middle of the guideline I set. Now just close up that lever fully and get rid of that baseline. And to precisely target dark spots and small hairs, I am using the corner of my blade to detail. For the next step in this fade, I'm going to grab my 2 guard and make a guideline that's about 2 thumbs in width. The reason this guideline is so large is because it defines the whole entire area of the fade, and I am flicking out, so it's already blending into the top pretty nice. Now for the next step, we're going to grab our 1 guard and start flicking out from that no guard to our 2 guard to begin blending down. The reason fading down works for me is because that when I grab my 1 guard and I flick out into that 2 guard, it doesn't really leave a harsh line. To further emphasize my point, watch how when I grab this 1 guard and close it fully, start flicking out underneath, it already creates a fade that looks good. It's nowhere near perfect, but when you fade like this, you save time in creating the fade and spend more time detailing, which translates to quality cuts in decreased amounts of time. Now there are just 2 steps left in this fade, one of which is grabbing our 1.5 guard and opening it fully. I'm using the middle guard between the 1 and the 2 to soften up that line in between. Once I'm done with the lever fully open, I just close it fully and target any hairs that I didn't hit with it open. And if you do want to decrease your haircut time just like I did, I definitely recommend checking out these magnetic guards by Gamma. They clip onto your clippers really nice and they take hair beautifully. And I'm not sponsored, but game recognizes game. Now the last step in our fade is grabbing our no guard and opening it fully, hitting that line between the no guard and the 1 guard. I like to call this guard the detailing guard because it allows me to hit small dark areas that I couldn't before and detail the fade to perfection. Once it isn't working fully open, I'll just close it 2 notches and hit any dark areas halfway. And you guessed it, we're going to close our lever fully and come in just beneath that halfway closed to hit any small areas that remain. Alright, perfect. Now we're left with a beautiful back taper, and I got great news for you. The process just gets easier as we repeat it on the sides. And for the sake of not yapping too much and convenience, I'm going to speed up this next portion of the video, so enjoy some trap beats while I fade out his side taper. Now, arguably the most important part of any haircut, especially a taper, is lining up. And as you can see, I'm starting with my trimmer just above the ear to begin the start of that lineup. Alright, just moving that line a little bit further, and then I'll come from behind the ear to curve around that lineup. Make sure to brush the lineup thoroughly to not miss any stubborn hairs. And then I'm going to carry that line all the way down. You should see a line where the baby hairs end and the real hair starts, so just follow it all the way down. Now for the C-cup, if you debolt correctly, you should see a faint line where the C-cup is. So just start at the top of that C-cup with your trimmer flat and carry that line just about 1 or 2 centimeters. Now come in from the bottom of the lineup and connect those 2 points in a curved shape. Once that C-cup is nice and defined, I just do these little curve shape motions with my trimmer. I can't really describe it. I saw it on Instagram once. It really works. Give it a try. And now to seal and polish that look, I am going to be styling his hair. He does have wavy / curly hair, so the 2 products I'm going to be using are sea salt spray and matte paste. About 4 to 6 spritzes of sea salt spray should do the trick. And then you're just going to grab the diffuser attachment to your fan and diffuse his hair on low heat. The diffuser allows me to keep that messy look because it dries the hair thoroughly without blowing it all over the place. Now I'll just apply some matte paste onto my hand and spread it thoroughly and gently gently rub it across the surface of my client's hair, digging into the roots to get the pomade nice and saturated into his hair. A little bit of scrunching, moving, and styling allows me to determine the exact look that I want on his hair. Ladies and gentlemen, that mirror does not lie. You just witnessed this man get fresh in under 10 minutes. He's astonished, and so are you. Just to remind you, this is what he came in looking like, and this is how my boys leave in the shop. So if you enjoyed this video, took something away from it, make sure to leave a like and comment and follow me for more haircuts like this. I'm consistently giving away sauce that helps you become a master barber, so might as well. Anyways, thank you for sticking around until the end of the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.